I hope this setup isn't gonna affect. I get a little, my brain is overwhelmed. Joe,
Really?
so
I don't know
not-
why.
But because there's like, when you're talking, it showed Margie. Like it didn't show like where you were standing, or it didn't show you. So I just hope, because I don't know who's part of this meeting. I don't know if we'll have to disconnect. Yeah, see, because right now it's just, we don't want, maybe Mahesh will help with clarity. Mahesh?
Yeah.
Okay, we need your brain power.
Okay.
I'm running on fumes.
Hmm.
Okay, so with this Zoom
Hmm.
for the forum,
Hmm.
like, because right now it doesn't show me like it typically does. It's showing that
Yeah,
chart.
yeah.
So typically, like the screen sharing, like Vicky's probably gonna,
Do the screen sharing.
yeah, but will it be okay here? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
We don't have to disconnect anything, right?
You just have to log into the.
Yeah, I'm already on Zoom.
You're already on Zoom.
Yeah.
But then why are we seeing? You have to stop.
Well,
this.
that's what I'm saying.
You have to stop the. You're not going. You want to see her camera, right? So stop video.
Possibly. I don't know what she's
Just
got
stop your
planned.
video and see what happens.
See, it's just gonna,
And you're stopping the recording too, right?
well, I could stop it, but we always record it.
No, what I'm saying is that you
Mhm.
have to join their link, right? Or they are joining our link.
No, they join our link.
But you're saying Vicky has the link, right?
Well, I always initiate it because I posted to Facebook. She doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just trying to understand what is it we're trying to do. You're going to be operating the whole thing.
Yeah, I always moderate.
Okay,
like,
then we have to disconnect this camera
that's
then
what I
from your
was wondering.
laptop.
Okay, so take this out.
Yeah, just remove that so that
Okay, but that's a speaker. This
Okay.
is the camera, right?
you have to disconnect the camera. Why is it not disconnected? Oh, yeah, you're not in the camera anymore. So
Oh,
just just start your video and see whether you can see yourself now.
no.
Yeah, so it's trying to you have to allow access because now it is trying to access
Oh, my
your
camera,
camera.
my camera. Oh yeah, there we
you
go.
Yeah.
Well, that was simple.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, don't ever leave me. Oh. What is it asking me?
Just cancel that. So yeah. Like I'm wondering.
So
why
you
is-
could be,
why- I'm not presenting, so I'm okay.
no.
I'm.
Oh, you could see on there.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can see out there, and
But the microphone. No.
yeah, the microphone is okay. You can mute yourself when the presentation starts. Yeah.
Hopefully. Hi, Anita.
I am the first one.
You get the gold star. I loved what you shared earlier. It was beautiful.
Oh. Thank you. I'm going to translate to Xenia during the forum and during the last part of the IGA meeting.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, good. Okay.
Okay.
Oops. How come my face looks so big? My face looks like a little peanut and I look
Because
bigger
I'm
than
sitting
life.
way behind you.
No.
We'll just turn it around and zoom in on Joe.
Don't do that, please.
We're all looking forward to taking a deep breath after today's sessions conclude.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, but something is true. I think some words need to go away.
Mhm.
Times have
Well, they
changed.
will, believe me. You give me that
Times have
sucker
changed.
and have it lean down
Audiences
in
have
5
changed,
minutes.
times have changed, meanings have changed.
Well, and I'm not interested in this equity discussion. To me is ridiculous. Why do you have to say diversity if you say bridges the borders and identities and
Yeah,
realities?
that's it.
And just say that promote.
You're on mute now.
Mhm.
Okay, we are on camera now. We are going live.
Are you still wordsmithing, talking
Yeah,
about
have
different
you
words?
doing it, not me.
Yeah, we don't.
Yes.
Yes.
I know. I mean, I think that's a great point. I heard as I was getting my tea, the idea about the word diversity.
Yeah.
I think it's bye-bye.
Well, and especially outside this culture. I mean, you know, it is so specific. Sharon Mahesh and I were talking about it. It's a word that's specifically used in relation to African American and Anglo American communities, not
Right.
the rest of the world. What does that mean?
Or even, let me say also within the US with other communities within the US.
Yeah.
It's never about people with disabilities, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's become a buzzword for the inclusion of individuals who are African American, you know, and that is it. So,
Well, and equity has become a buzzword for the inclusion of people of different gender identities.
yep.
That's, you know, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm of the generation, and I had Letty Russell used to criticize me and say, well, why is it that you white guys always come back to economics? I'm like, because if you can't, I'm a Marxist. You know, if you can't feed yourself, what difference in your children, what does any of the rest of this stuff matter? There's a hierarchy of needs, and food and health and a roof take precedence over some others. I'm sorry. I'm saying that publicly, and I shouldn't be saying it publicly. But was Maslow? I wouldn't say what, you know, how would you characterize Maslow, the one that talked about the hierarchy of needs?
Hierarchy of needs. Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't really a Marxist.
Yeah, I know. But that's the reality.
Yeah.
This determines the.
Yeah. Well, as people remind me all the time, I mean, you can do Marxist analysis without being a Marxist. I mean, that's how liberation theology is constantly criticized for being Marxist. And we're like, no, we're not Marxist, but we are doing Marxist analysis.
Christ said it much before Marx arrived.
Right.
That's a good question. Vicky, are you welcoming people or am I?
I thought it was going to be you, but I can do it.
No, I think it's going to be me. We're just,
So
the
I'll have
problem
to
with
turn
me
it
is
around.
I'll go step out in the hall, because if I do it in here,
Oh.
it'll be
Oh, okay.
really loud.
Okay, thank you.
It's the 5705, right?
Yes.
It is so good to see all of you on today and yesterday. I am so impressed with the work that has been done up to this point. You are just an amazing organization.
Carol, you are too sweet to say that.
Put the we in there, Carol.
Yes.
Yeah,
We couldn't do it
exactly.
without you.
Yep.
Yeah,
I have done, I
you
have
are
done
part of
very-
IPM, Carol, and always will be, thankfully.
Yep.
I'm just sorry that I haven't been able to be more help over these past few months. But
Oh, you've been very helpful. Thank you.
You've been extremely helpful. And you know what? We always feel the spirit coming through. That, you know, when we think of our core group of supporters, you are
Yeah.
certainly one of them.
well, I still remember the day that we were sitting at a breakfast table, dinner table, and Marty said, you know, we have to support this mission when it was still PIM. And the first workshop, and we were hooked. And that was back in 74.
Well, we stand on your shoulders and so many others. We would not be here today if it wasn't for people like you and everyone else that's on this call, carrying that mission forward. Mhm.
The staff and the project people, there are no better. And we wouldn't be here without you. So there.
What a privilege it is to be part of this international family.
Isn't that the truth? Wow. Big truth.
I think I am so encouraged with
Were you
the
ready
new
to-
people who have come on. So good luck, you know, best to them.
Yes, so it sounds like we're ready. Joe, I'm gonna initiate us to Facebook. Hold on just a second as we do that. Okay. Joe, we're good.
Welcome. This weekend, today,
Oops.
are we getting a background noise? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes, we are. Would you just sit
the camera?
where I was?
Good.
I think, oh, there.
Greetings, everyone, and our apologies for shuffling here. As you can probably see, we're in a library at Forest Hills Presbyterian Church here in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, just a few feet away from our international headquarters. And we're glad to have you be joining us, both live on Zoom and through Facebook, as we celebrate our 40th anniversary year with IPM's third International General Assembly. We've been meeting throughout the past 2 days with folks from a myriad of countries around the world and at least 4 continents, talking to each other about the future of IPM as we look forward to our 50th anniversary, reaffirming our mission, vision, and values, and our work to build sustainable and community-based partnerships around the world. Today, we are pleased to have a panel of partners and friends discussing a topic that is of increasing importance to the IPM family. It may seem like a topic that we all should have been concerned about all along, and we certainly have been concerned about hunger as it relates to poverty and injustice. But the phraseology of food security has become something that we're gaining more and more understanding of as our globe combats the challenges of economic devastation and climate change, the rise of authoritarianism, the lack of potable water, and alike. And so I will turn it over in a moment to my colleague, Vicky Jimenez in El Salvador, who will be managing today's conversation, and our partners that will be sharing with each of you around the topic of food security as we continue with our International General Assembly, coming to you live from Cleveland, from El Salvador, Nepal, and everywhere in between. Thank you for joining us, and just a quick reminder to mute yourselves throughout this conversation as we are live on Zoom and Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And once again, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for providing us with your time and for being here today. As Joe mentioned, this month's thematic for IPM is around food security. So as many of you might know, October 16 was World Food Day, and this year's topic was Leave No One Behind. So today we have three wonderful presenters. My wonderful colleague, Bindia Magwana, will be in representation of Himmat, who couldn't be here today. So they have prepared a beautiful presentation, and we will also have representatives from CEPROSI, Nicaragua, which are our Nicaraguan project partners. From CEPROSI, we will have Uriel Ruiz, who is an agricultural engineer responsible for the area of Integral Gardens, and Rosalia Sevilla, who is a promoter and member of the board of directors at CEPROSI and is responsible for the nutrition area. So before we begin, as you may know, we usually ask our fellows or project partners a couple of questions that they share throughout the presentation. So for this forum, we have sent three questions. The first one is, how is the work that they do related to food security? The second one is, in their country or community, how is climate change affecting or impacting food security? And the third one is, what is their perspective on World Foods Day theme for this year, which, as I said, is Leave No One Behind. So without further ado, I will leave you with my amazing colleague Bindia, and I will start sharing the presentation that she has so kindly shared with me and prepare with him.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Hello, everyone. I'm Vindhya, and I'm going to make a presentation today on behalf of Himmat Bhai. He is not able to join because of some connection problem. So, yeah, Vicky, can I have a next slide, please? Okay. So, while we are talking about food security in India, the state of food security and nutrition in the world 2022 report said that the number of people affected by hunger globally rose to as many as 828 million in 2021, an increase of about 46 million since 2020 and 150 million.
Bindia, I'm sorry, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry, I'll just repeat it. In India, the number of undernourished people are around 224.3 million. The report also noted that in India, people who were unable to afford a healthy diet touched 973.3 million in 2020, or nearly 70.5%, up from 948.6 million in 2019, which is around 69.4%. Next slide, please. So now I'm going to talk about Indian law and on food security. The Parliament of India enacted legislation in 2013 known as the Right to Food Act. The act seeks to provide subsidized food grains to approximately 2/3 of India, 1.33 billion population, and implemented in three ways. First one is public distribution system through fair prices shops. Second is midday meal scheme, which is related to the government primary schools. And third one is ICDS, which is like a preschool for children under 5 years. Food items provided by the central government for distribution under PDS are rice, wheat, and sugar. In midday meals, children are provided lunch at school, which is cooked meal. Next slide, please. Some difficulties faced in our work on these issues, they are as follows. Many don't have the food subsidy card, so we try to ensure that they have it to be able to access it as per the findings of the Comptroller and Auditor General in 2016. A massive 49% of the beneficiaries were yet to be identified. Quality of food received through PDS. Vicky,
Sorry.
thank you. That's okay. So I'll just go again. As per the findings of the Comptroller and Auditor General in 2016, a massive 49% of the beneficiaries were yet to be identified. When we are talking about this ID proofs or subsidy cards, I'm not just talking about Himmat Bhai or the team in Gulana. I also represent that Hum Sangathan, which many of you know, Parveen Nursuba Sheikh. She and her group is doing amazing job in Ahmedabad rural areas and urban areas, and they have been helping the people to get those ID cards done and whatever problems they are facing to get it done through government authorities. Quality of food received through PDS, wheat, rice, and sugar are often substandard. So we follow up on this and monitor it. The major problem we face as these shops, or we call subsidized shop, they are not ready to give the proper amount which people are able to get for a particular ration card. We call it ration card. So they have to get a particular amount or quantity of rice, wheat, and sugar, but they do not get it in some cases. There are corruption in distribution, often given lesser quantities than prescribed, which is sold privately. Again, something our partners keep monitoring, supplies actual versus recorded. And there is, again, there's a huge difference between the quantities. Next slide, please. Now, I'm going to talk about COVID food relief program that we worked in India. IPM fellows played a major role during COVID food relief program, as not only was government food inadequate during lockdown, but also because unemployment was at a high at later stages. Himmat Bhai and team in Gulana and surrounding villages of rural Gujarat, and for migrating workers provided food supplies, cooked meals, and food kits. Parveen Bhai and Hasnain Bhai in the urban areas of Ahmedabad and Gujarat, and Shahadat Ji in Jaipur, Rajasthan, with the urban working class and children. Next slide. So here you can see two pictures. On your left, you can see Shahadat Ji in orange shirt. He's been working with the slum area children, and he was providing fruits and eggs at least twice a week during the COVID relief program. And they have been continuing the same program right now also. There are slum area schools which Shahadat Ji take care of. He goes to the schools every day and they're doing amazing work, which we were able to see while I and some of my other teammates got a chance to visit Jaipur and Shahadat Ji's work area with Mahesh Bhai. On right hand side, you can see Parveen Ben. They have also distributed ration kits during the COVID relief program. Not to forget, we have also done health checkups during this procedure while we are providing the ration kits or helping people to get enough food during this crisis. We were taking care of all the prescription. All of us were wearing masks and having security for all of them. Next slide, please. Okay, so there is again of the photographs of Pochabai Foundation team. On your left, you can see an old man who is staying alone in Manage village. I'm mentioning the name because I was there when this thing was delivered. And I was taken aback when we went there. He was paralyzed on his left foot and he wasn't able to do anything. There was nobody to take care of him. And in the crisis, it became even worse. So we were able to go there and meet him personally and deliver this thing. And I must say that when he blessed us while we did this, I mean, he didn't know where did it come from directly or something, but he was just so happy to get it because it would have helped him to survive for at least 15 days. The amount of raw food we delivered that day. And on the right side, you can see some of the photographs. They are differently dressed. If you have seen the other photographs, many of our IPM friends know these are the Sindhi community. And if you don't know, they live away from village. There are hardly 3-4 families who are staying in farms, and they don't have access to water, for clean drinking water, or even good quality of food. So during COVID, we were able to reach them too. Next slide. Okay, so answering the next question, climate change affecting food security. Since India is primarily an agriculture economy, the impact of climate change on food production is becoming severe in the coming years. According to the research, 65 million people are in danger of starvation as a result of climate change, with 17 million people in India suffering famine by 2030. Hot weather, floods, droughts, and salinity increase is affecting the coastal areas of Val, where Pochabai Foundation works. Depleting groundwater resources due to pumping of underground water has meant seawater enters the land and permanently destroys the agricultural land. Pochabai Foundation is introducing sustainable organic farming practices in the area, along with the recharging wells with rainwater to protect the ecology. The land cooperatives are also working on it. Next slide, please. So during COVID and even post-COVID, we were able to bring this concept with the working groups and also with the women who are connected with us through farmer producer organization. We often mention about it. So on your left side, you can see a woman holding a cauliflower in her hand, and there's a huge area where we have planted it during the COVID crisis. What happened in our area was like we were not able to get out of our houses, and most of us, like, our work is in rural area. So if anybody has to get particular vegetable, they have to get out of their houses, go to the city, which wasn't allowed during COVID. So we gave them seeds and saplings, which they could plant in their backyard or whatever area of land they had in front or back of their house. So they planted it and they were able to get their own vegetable. And on the right hand side, you can see Sangeeta Ben. She has been holding the vegetables which she harvested from her own kitchen garden, and that was a huge victory for us to get a result of kitchen gardens for supplementing the nutrition. And these vegetables, not to forget, we were able to use the same vegetables for our teachers and as well as the children who come to our classes regularly. Next slide, please. Okay. So this is eco-sensitive farming practices. We have been doing organic farming in 27 villages of Pal. So on your left side, you can see there's a person, he's my teammate. He has been sitting with a farmer who has agreed to do organic farming in his land. Most recently, like for past few years, farmers in our area think that more chemical and more fertilizer means more paddy or wheat. And that's how the mindset has been for so many years. So what we are trying to do is we introduce them to, or reintroduce them to organic farming, because chemical use can destroy their health also, and production quality of land at the end of the day. So we are doing counseling of those farmers and converting them into organic farmers so that they can get better quality food and survive for more. And similarly, on right hand side, there's a lady standing in her own farm. This photo was taken when all the other farms, their paddy was almost like lying down on the land. And this lady did not use any chemical fertilizer. So her crop was really nice and better than the others. So these two were taken while we were working with them during the COVID situation. And right now, we started with like 10 farmers those time. Right now we have 100 farmers who have been doing organic farming for past 2 years, and 50 of them have been certified. So they can do something better with their products, or they can even sell as a certified organic farmer. Thank you. Next slide.
That's the last one I have been.
That's it. Okay, I think that's it. If anybody has any questions or comment, I can take it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bindia, and also thank you to Himmat, whom I know we couldn't be here. So again, thank you for your beautiful presentation and for covering today for Himmat. Thank you so much. Before we jump into any questions, we will begin the presentation from our friends from CEPROSI. You can see my colleague Eneida is translating right now. So I will just talk to them and tell them that it's now their turn, if you let me for a minute. Xenia, ya vamos a empezar con ustedes. Acaba de terminar la presentación de Bindia, que creo que ahí Eneida les estaba traduciendo, ¿verdad? Entonces ya iríamos con Uriel y con Rosalía. Ya están listos, ¿verdad?
Sí, Vicky, estamos listos por acá.
Perfecto, pueden dejar entonces su micrófono abierto y voy a poner la presentación de ustedes. Permítame un momentito. So our friends from CEPROSI have also prepared a short presentation for us, which I will share right now. La pongo desde el inicio, Xenia, o van a hablar primero ustedes.
Por favor, desde el inicio con ella vamos a empezar a hablar.
Perfecto.
Gracias, Vicky.
Muy bien, pueden empezar cuando ustedes gusten.
Hola nuevamente, Xenia Chévez, coordinadora y facilitadora de CEPROSI en Indirimasaya, Nicaragua.
Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Xenia Chévez, coordinator of CEPROSI in Nicaragua.
Bueno, emocionada de compartirles en este espacio las prácticas de seguridad alimentaria que nosotros realizamos en nuestras comunidades y acompañadas por IPM.
And I'm truly happy and excited to be sharing with you today the food security practices that we develop at CEPROSI and that are accompanied by IPM.
En este marco de la celebración del Día Mundial de la Alimentación, en este año con el lema no dejar a nadie atrás, tiene lugar en un momento en que la seguridad alimentaria afronta amenazas que vienen de diferentes direcciones.
This year's topic of the World Food Day, this morning, of Leave No One Behind becomes really important in the celebration and commemoration of food securities, particularly during the crisis that we're currently going through.
Y que bueno, sumado a esto, tenemos el alto costo de los precios de los alimentos. Pues en Nicaragua la canasta básica está alrededor de $450 versus el salario mínimo de $110. Tenemos también la crisis climática, ¿verdad? Que con prolongadas sequías, pero también con intensa lluvia. Recientemente el huracán Julia que hizo estragos en nuestras cosechas. El conflicto social, político-social que estamos enfrentando en Nicaragua desde el 2018. Y pues recientemente la pandemia del COVID-19 que pues todavía sigue teniendo efectos muy negativos en nuestra salud, en la economía y en nuestra vida.
Part of this crisis is the ongoing pandemic that has affected us worldwide, the social political crisis that we live in Nicaragua since 2018, the climate change who is bringing us not only constant drought, but also a lot of floods and tropical storms, just like the one that recently passed, which was Julia. And to this, we can also add the economical crisis that we're going through, inflation, for example, in Nicaragua, to make it through to the end of the month, the family can survive with $450. Sorry, a family will survive with $450 minimum. However, the minimum wage in Nicaragua, it's $110. So all of this adds to the crisis for food security.
Sin duda es un momento difícil para la seguridad alimentaria mundial y en particular nuestros países. No sé si te repito, Víctor.
Porfa, Senia, es que hay un poquito de ruido acá cerca.
Tranquila, sí, un vehículo que pasó por acá. Decía que sin duda es un momento difícil para la seguridad alimentaria mundial y en particular en nuestros países y comunidades. Y que bueno, aprovechando esta crisis alimentaria en CEPROSI, estamos aprovechando el poder de la solidaridad y un poco el impulso colectivo, trabajando en muchos frentes al mismo tiempo.
Undoubtedly, food security is also going through a crisis worldwide. But from that perspective, CEPROSI is trying to confront this problem from different perspectives and different actions.
En la siguiente lámina, por favor. Gracias. Esta situación nos recuerda, ¿verdad?, que nuestra misión de fortalecer las comunidades para que se establezcan estos sistemas agroalimentarios que sean saludables, que sean resilientes y que sean sostenibles, pues nos reafirma, ¿verdad?, lo importante y vital que es seguir trabajando, y en CEPROSI lo hacemos desde los 4 pilares fundamentales de la seguridad alimentaria.
This ongoing crisis reminds us that we need to keep on fighting for food security. So in CEPROSI, we try to approach this problem from the 4 fronts of food security.
Estos 4 pilares, ¿verdad?, son basados en conocimientos tradicionales, en la experiencia que tienen las familias de estas comunidades, y que procuramos primero, ¿verdad?, mejorar la producción. El primer pilar, donde las familias tengan alimentos suficientes y de buena calidad.
These 4 pillars are based on tradition and also on the knowledge of the people of the community. Sorry, before I said fronts, I meant pillars. But one of these 4 pillars is production. So we tried and we work towards improving production and having a better production.
El segundo pilar es mejorar la nutrición a partir de la disponibilidad y consumo, para que estas familias tengan alimentos nutritivos, balanceados y que transiten a la sustentabilidad en sus hogares.
The second pillar is the availability and consumption of food that is balanced and nutrition, and that can add to the sustainability of the homes.
El tercer pilar es mejorar el poder adquisitivo de las familias, que les pueda permitir ingresos adicionales para complementar su dieta diaria.
The third pillar is improving or trying to make better or to work towards the access of the purchasing of food for each family.
Y el cuarto pilar, y no menos importante, es el de mejorar el medio ambiente y los entornos saludables, donde se asegure un adecuado aprovechamiento biológico de los alimentos que tienen al alcance y consuman para protegerlo de las enfermedades.
And the fourth pillar is having healthy environments that can also work in harmony with, sorry, me repite esa última partecita de lo biológico.
El cuarto componente, ¿verdad? El cuarto pilar de la seguridad alimentaria que abordamos es el de mejorar el medio ambiente y los entornos saludables, que les permita a la familia tener un mejor aprovechamiento biológico de los alimentos que consumen.
Gracias, Benia.
Sí, sí.
Perdone. The healthy environments are working or looking towards having taking advantage of that biological environment that people are in. Mhm.
Y bueno,
Paso a la siguiente, Zenia.
sí, por favor. Y bueno, ahora Uriel nos va a compartir sobre cada uno de los pilares así de manera rápida para compartirlo. Sí, claro.
Sí, mi
So
nombre es
now
José
Uriel
Uriel.
is going to share a little bit more about each of the pillars.
Mi nombre es José Uriel Ruiz Sain. Soy parte del equipo de CEPROSI
Adelante.
y trabajo en la área de cultivo, manejo de las hortalizas y el manejo de las especies menores.
My name is Jose Uriel Sainz, and I'm part of the CEPROSI team, and I'm in charge of all the
El CEPROSI está trabajando también en la dirección de la seguridad alimentaria.
CEPROSI is currently working towards food security.
Trabajamos en 5 comunidades de Nindirí, Nicaragua.
And we work in 5 communities in Nindirí, Nicaragua.
Como podemos ver, trabajamos en la producción. Pueden ver en la lámina, trabajamos en la producción de hortalizas. Como pueden ver, ese es ayote, pipián, pepino, tomate, cebolla.
So part of this work, it's towards production. So as you can see, we have many vegetables around here. We have, well, what he said, ayote is actually called, it's pumpkin. Actually, in Central America, it's called, that's how we call pumpkin, ayote. But they also have tomatoes and onions, etc.
Esta producción es para el consumo familiar y un excedente para la venta, como fuente de ingreso para la familia.
Perfect. And this production, it's mainly for consumption of families, but also for selling.
La segunda lámina es sobre la crianza de peces, producción animal. No, en la misma lámina, la segunda foto. La segunda diapositiva.
Perdón, Uriel.
Sí. La segunda diapositiva es sobre una crianza de tilapia. El objetivo es de mantener la alimentación de la familia.
So as you can see on the second picture, it's mainly a pool of tilapia, which is fish, which is also for consumption of the families. And this, I will add, tilapias are important because it's also a fountain of protein.
Es una alternativa para crearlas en espacio pequeño y la carne de tilapia es fuerte en hierro, es rica en hierro como para los niños.
Okay. And this is a good alternative because it also takes, it doesn't take a lot of space. And also tilapia is a good fountain, a good source of iron, especially for young kids.
La siguiente diapositiva es sobre la producción de pedigüeyes y cabra, donde la producción de leche y carne es para el consumo de la familia y un excedente también para la venta.
In the next photo, you can see that we are raising goats, and this is mainly for their meat and for their milk, which again are for consumption, and the remainings are for selling.
También lo excedente, como la heces de los animales y la agua fertilizada de los peces, lo utilizamos para los cultivos.
Para los cultivos, me dijo.
Sí, para aplicarlo. Es un agua fertilizada, tanto las heces de los animales y la agua, digamos, un agua fertilizada de los peces se utiliza para los cultivos.
Gracias. So the feces of the animals and also the water that we use for them, it's what we would call fertilized water. So we do use them also for our gardening.
Que nosotros trabajamos lo que es la agricultura orgánica utilizando la lombricultura. Entonces, por eso, digamos, le estoy diciendo que para eso utilizamos la S como alimento de las lombrices de tierra.
supuesto. So we try to do organic agriculture, and that's why we use this water as a fertilizer.
La crianza de cerdo también, otra manera de trabajar con la familia, como una fuente de ingreso, y las crías también, como para vender y tener otra fuente de ingreso.
You can see we also have a chicken project that we used mainly for selling, and this is another source for income.
También cuando ya llega un desarrollo, la gente lo destazan, y la carne para la venta, comer en frito, carne, platillo, y también se trabaja en fondo revolvente. Trabajamos lo que es fondo revolvente con las mujeres.
So whenever they grow, they are killed and they are sold, but they are also part of the revolving fund. Sorry, I want to be specific. The income that they get from this goes to the revolving fund.
Con la crianza de pollo también sirve para criar. Los pollos son, su etapa es rápido de 42 días. A los 42 días las mujeres ya están vendiendo pollo y alimentos para la familia. Entonces es una alternativa de ciclos rápidos, lo que es el pollo de engorde.
And the good thing about the chicken project is that it's fast. They only take around 42 days to be bred. So around day 42, they are ready to be sold. And this is a quick or a fast cycle for us to get that income.
También trabajamos lo que son las gallinas ponedoras, porque nos dan carne, huevos para la familia también.
And we also work with hens that put the eggs, because it's also another source for, you know, for us to have food and to have income, because we get the eggs.
La segunda diapositiva es sobre el cultivo de las hortalizas. Sí, es sobre lo que es el cultivo de las hortalizas, como podemos ver. También lo que le decía.
Perdón, Uriel, ¿cuál?
Sí,
¿Esta o la
la
siguiente?
lámina, sí, la diapositiva, sobre los cultivos, donde utilizamos todos los desechos, ¿verdad? Lo que les decía, la S, la lombricultura, para cultivar lo que son las hortalizas.
And in this photo, we want to make the emphasis that we are trying as best as we can to work with sustainable agriculture. So everything that we have here is organic.
Donde hay rábano, zanahoria, remolacha, diferentes sistemas.
We have radishes, we have carrots, and many other different vegetables in different systems.
Ahora sí, la segunda lámina.
Ahí sí, mira, se me va lo salvadoreña, que hay cosas que decimos diferentes, pero ya la entendí.
Entonces, ahora estas son alternativas para hacer el frente al cambio climático. Trabajamos con la lombricultura principalmente. Ese es uno de las partes más importantes.
So this is mainly how we face climate change. And again, we want to make the emphasis that we work organically.
Porque con la lombricultura utilizamos todos los desechos, la heces de los animales, los desechos vegetales, las frutas que están de decomposición, alimentamos a las lombrices de tierra.
So in this case, this means that we work a lot with worms, and they are involved in a lot of the processes that we go through and that we make.
Las lombrices nos dan carne que sirve para vender. Digamos, la carne, el kilo, aquí en Nicaragua anda valiendo $27 el kilo de lombrices de tierra. El abono orgánico anda valiendo 200 córdobas el quintal, y el humo líquido vale 75 córdobas.
And part of why we use worms, it's because they are cheaper. So the bag of worms, it's around 27 córdobas, which is their currency. But if you have manure, or if you have any other sort of fertilizer, it's getting more and more expensive.
También utilizamos diferentes sistemas. Como pueden ver, hacemos recolección de agua, para las hortalizas, de cultivos en saco, en llanta.
And as you can see, we use very diverse systems. So we gather rainwater, and we try to plant in anything that we can. So you can see we're planting in bags and we're planting in tires over here.
También recolectar semillas criollas y semillas resistentes a sequía y algunas enfermedades.
We also collect different types of seeds, especially seeds that are resistant to the droughts and to different diseases that plants can get.
Ya la última lámina, como podemos ver, utilizamos diferentes sistemas de riego. Eso es resultado de la lombriz de tierra, donde ven la Coca-Cola. Sí, esa es la Coca-Cola, el sello, pero eso es humo de lombriz de tierra. Sí.
¿Eso es humo de qué? Perdón.
De lombriz, es el líquido de la lombriz de tierra, es un fertilizante que la lombriz nos da. Y no le quitamos el sello, pues, porque la gente de ahí piensa que es Coca-Cola. Le damos Coca-Cola a los cultivos.
So this last picture, it's a different water system, and he's saying that what you can see collected here, it's actually the result of what the worms do, and that they try to. And he's kidding. He's saying that they try to trick people into drinking this, but it's just a joke.
Hacemos uso de las botellas que, digamos, hacemos recolección y también estamos aportando al medio ambiente. En recolección, tanto como pueden ver, de las llantas, botellas que los desechan, andan contaminando el medio ambiente, nosotros los recolectamos y hacemos uso de eso. Por eso no le quitamos el sello, para que las personas vean que nosotros utilizamos lo que otras personas lo botan.
Claro. So as you can see, we do try to recycle and reuse. So what we do is we collect all of those things that we can see here, that you can see here, the bottles, the tires, or the Pepsi and Coca-Cola bottles. We collect them, and we leave the labels on so that people can see that with what they throw, we can make something different, and that we can actually recycle what is thrown.
Ya para terminar, solo le quería hacer una mención. La botella que mira ahí es un sistema de riego solar, riego por evaporación. Ese es un sistema de riego solar. Entonces, en época de sequía hacemos ese uso, tanto sistema de riego solar y también diferentes sistemas de riego por goteo. Entonces nosotros hacemos lo que en el campo necesitamos en época de sequía.
So like I said, we do have different watering systems, but these watering systems are adapted to what we need in very specific moments. So what you can see here, it's actually called watering in drafts, or watering by vapor, and this is used when they are in the time of drought.
Por eso utilizamos diferentes sistemas para, digamos, cuando hay llovedera, en llanta, en camellones. Entonces, eso es lo que hacemos para tener diferentes tipos de cultivos y que en época de llovedera tenemos alimentos para la familia. Gracias.
Gracias. So what we actually try to do is to respond to what the environment is telling us and what the climate is telling us. You can see here that we have the tires, and this is actually for when we have a rainy season, because it's better protected instead of this one. Gracias.
Le paso a la siguiente compañera.
Okay. And now we're going to have Rosalía with us.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Rosalía Sevilla.
Good morning, my name is Rosalía Sevilla.
Soy responsable del área de nutrición en CEPROSI.
And I'm responsible for the area of nutrition in CEPROSI.
Me gustaría que me pusieran la lámina de lo que es el área de nutrición.
La siguiente.
La siguiente. Mi área es nutrición y trabajamos con 121 mujeres en las 5 comunidades.
So as I was saying, my area it's nutrition, and we work with 121 women in the 5 communities.
Donde nosotros trabajamos con educando prácticamente en los talleres a las mujeres, dándole a conocer lo que es el valor nutritivo de lo que son las hortalizas, porque con las mujeres se trabaja y de la mano con lo que son los huertos familiares.
So we try to sorry, I have a lot of background noise, I'm sorry. So we try to teach the women the educational value of having home gardens or of eating vegetables too.
Como podemos ver, ¿verdad? Cada mujer, los grupos de mujeres que hacemos estos talleres de nutrición, en las diferentes comunidades, pues van aprendiendo lo que es el valor nutritivo donde son las frutas y hortalizas.
So little by little, the women start learning the nutritional value that each of those vegetables have.
Además que también estamos trabajando con las mujeres que son que están con bajo con las mujeres embarazadas.
So we also work with a population of pregnant women.
Se le está dando acompañamiento para su cuidado de prenatal. Además, se le está dando capacitaciones para lo que es su alimentación en la época de su embarazo.
So we follow up the women through the course of their pregnancy, and we also try to provide them with nutrition and with diet throughout their pregnancies.
Esto lo hacemos porque también, usted sabe que en las comunidades están distanciados los centros de salud. Entonces, como CEPROSI, estamos atendiendo este tipo de programa a las mujeres embarazadas.
And this we also specifically do because in between our communities, there is low access to health because the clinics or the public clinics at least are very, very distant from each other. So we as a CEPROSI are trying to cover that area for these women.
Trabajo con los niños de 40 niños de bajo peso. Donde también estamos aquí trabajando con dándole una atención muy esmerada por lo que estos niños necesitan. En realidad que nosotros trabajemos con ellos por lo que vamos a darle la alimentación que ellos necesitan.
We also work with around 40 children who are underweight, and we try to look out for them so that they can have all the nutrition that they need.
Lo más importante para nosotros es darle lo que es compartir con ellos lo que son la nutrición de las frutas y las hortalizas.
And we also try to share with them the importance and the nutrition that it's behind fruits and vegetables.
Además que a estos niños se les está dando también lo que es suplementos alimenticios, donde son los cereales a base de semillas, leche de cabra, leche de soya, y con esto para que ellos lo importante es el peso, lo vayan adquiriendo poco a poco.
And we are also providing with food supplements for each of these kids so that they can get to a healthy weight.
Otra de las cosas que pues estoy trabajando también es el peso y talla de los niños, que es un seguimiento que se les está dando mensualmente.
We put a special emphasis on the weight and height of each of the children, and we do a monthly follow-up with each of them.
Para nosotros es importante que las mujeres de nuestras comunidades, porque ustedes saben que son comunidades alejadas, y que ellas de su huerto propiamente también ellas sepan aprovechar todo lo que ellos cosechan.
To us, it is also important because, as you may know, as I already said, these communities are all also very distant from each other, and very isolated. To us, it's important that the women that we work with also know what they have in their home gardens, and that they can take advantage of what they have in their home gardens.
Esto lo hacemos mensualmente, porque también queremos que ellas mismas vayan haciendo, tengan el conocimiento de que no solo para ellas también, porque también las mujeres que no están organizadas, ellas vayan aplicando este trabajo que nosotros estamos realizando con ellas, porque lo importante es la nutrición.
Claro. And to us, it's important to also provide a monthly follow-up with these women, not just for the nutrition area, but also that they can, so that they can be organized. However, to us, the nutrition part is the most important one.
Y como decía el compañero Uriel, de que nosotros aquí, él lleva la parte de lo que es los huertos, pues la nutrición se da también con este acompañamiento de él. Nosotros trabajamos en conjunto, porque esto queremos que nuestras mujeres de las comunidades vayan ellas aportando todo ese conocimiento, no solo para ellas, sino para toda la familia.
And part of why this training to the women is very important is because they also share that with the families. And that's why Uriel and I work together, because nutrition and the agriculture go hand in hand.
Pues para nosotros, pues, y para mí es motivo de alegría, pues, trabajar con las mujeres, porque en realidad creo que si yo tengo algo que puedo leer aquí, y para mí lo más importante es, si todos trabajamos aportando un granito de arena, con lo más desposeído, el mundo sería diferente.
Okay. And to me, it's very important, and I feel truly happy and blessed to be working with this woman, because I feel very identified with something that I'm going to read to you, and this is what she read. She said, if each of us takes a little grain of sand, it will make a huge difference in the world.
Gracias.
Thank you. Muchas gracias, Rosalía y Uriel. Amigos de CEPROSI, solo les quería comentar, ahorita ya solo tenemos 5 minutos, entonces sí les quería pedir con toda la pena del mundo si podemos dejar hasta acá su presentación para que el resto de participantes puedan hacerle a ustedes preguntas. No sé si están de acuerdo y ahí disculpen.
No, claro que sí, por supuesto, amiga, tranquila.
Muchas gracias. So everyone, I was just apologizing to our friends from CEPROSI, because we are 5 minutes away from the forum, and I want to leave the space open in case you want to in case you want to ask questions to Bindia or to Uriel, Rosalía, or Senia. So now is your time to do any questions or comments that you may have. Thank you.
Hola, amigos y amigas de CEPROSI. Muchas gracias por su presentación. Realmente es admirable el trabajo que ustedes hacen. Aprendemos mucho de ustedes, e incluso para poder sugerir, incluso aquí en El Salvador, por ejemplo. Entonces, muchas gracias y felicitaciones por su enorme trabajo.
Muchas gracias, Eneida.
Gracias. So Eneida was just sharing her gratitude towards CEPROSI and sharing how she is comparing it to the work that we see here from the Salvadoran Project Partners and how they can learn from what CEPROSI is doing. Thank you, Eneida.
Yeah, also I want to say thank you to Bindia for her presentation. I admire also the great work they do in their different slums and regions where they work, where they have presence, and thank you so much for sharing all of your love and commitment to each children and women and for also for including these organic farms in this region and to promote food security. Nada más estaba diciendo a los amigos de Nicaragua que muchas gracias también a la presentación de Vindia. También aprendí mucho sobre su presentación y es admirable el trabajo que ellos hacen en las diferentes comunidades marginales donde ellos trabajan y que promueven la seguridad alimentaria y también la agricultura orgánica.
Thank you, Anita.
I'd just like to real quickly add also my gratitude to Bindia and everyone at Pochabai, as well as Xenia and Jose and Rosalia for today's presentation. I especially love seeing the beautiful photos you both shared from your respective work, to visually see the impact of the tremendous work that you are doing. You are a wonderful example, I think, for all of us on how we can all make simple and creative impact on, you know, food security, the environment, all of those kind of things. And I would just like to say, if I'm ever in Nicaragua and visit with Jose, I will be very cautious if he offers me a glass of Coke or Pepsi. I do not want to drink any worms, but I was very impressed with everything you all shared. So thank you so much for the amazing work that you're all doing.
Thank you so much, Ilse. I will translate for our friends en Nicaragua. Amigos, Ilse les decía que muchas gracias por la presentación. Les agradecía a ustedes y a Vindia, por supuesto, por la maravillosa presentación que ustedes han puesto hoy. Y decía pues que había sido para ella muy impactante el ver cómo con cosas sencillas y creativas podemos dejar un impacto en el área de nutrición y en el área de medio ambiente. Entonces que les agradecía mucho esos ejemplos y les había encantado ver las fotos que ustedes tenían y que iba a ser muy cuidadosa si iba a Nicaragua al ver esos vasos al ver esas botellas de soda, perdón, de Coca-Cola y de Pepsi. Okay, everyone, we have one more minute. I don't know if anyone else would like to add anything else before we go. No, I'm going to take that as a no. So on behalf of everyone, I would like once again to thank you. To thank our wonderful presenters, Himmat, who again couldn't be here, but I know put a wonderful amount of work in the presentation. Bindia, thank you so much for always being so wonderful and always being present for the forums. Your presence here means a lot to me each and every time we have a forum, so thank you so much. Thank you once again to our wonderful friends from Nicaragua. I do love whenever we can have you know, both sides, South Asia and Latin America, and that we can get to learn how different and how similar each of the processes are. Hopefully one day we will get all together and we can hear that live and share that live, but for now, I think this is a wonderful space to do this. Amigos de Nicaragua, yo solo estaba agradeciéndoles nuevamente porque fue una presentación preciosa, la verdad estuvo muy bonito, me encantó ver las fotos, me encantó como cada foto tenía una explicación. Muchísimas gracias, Uriel, y muchísimas gracias, Rosalía, por tomarse el tiempo. Yo sé que han viajado hasta allá, así que muchas gracias, de verdad les estoy sumamente agradecida. Y pues yo estaba diciendo que ojalá en el futuro algún día podamos reunirlos a ustedes con Himmat y Bindia, mis compañeros de allá de la India, para que puedan hacer ese intercambio, ¿verdad? Muy bonito. Así que muchas gracias. Hoy sí los vamos a dejar ir y descansar. And thank you, everyone. We're looking forward to seeing you soon. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Muchas gracias todos.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, everybody.